Desperate modern women are actually looking for husbands in coffee shops for manhood.
Actually looking for husbands in coffee shops.
Asked the same set of questions to men, cafes came in fifth. Though men are not aware that women want to be approached in cafes.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to meet women at a coffee shop. Coffee shops are a great place to meet new people and potentially find your next date. So whether you're looking for a serious relationship or just a casual fling, these tips will help you approach and connect with women at your local coffee shop.
What's the best place to meet guys?
Yeah. Maybe like a coffee shop?
Coffee shop?
Yeah.
Grocery store?
Grocery work, Trader Joe's, yeah. Oh yeah.
What about the beach?
Yeah. Beach is good. Okay. Yeah.
Where have you historically met guys that you actually like?
Coffee shops. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm honestly super doubtful. I don't actually believe that's how she's met guys that she likes in coffee shops. I'm very skeptical of that.
Modern women now literally ask themselves, where is the new place they can find men? They ask anyone who seems to have an idea of what's happening in the men's world. They even ask in comment sections. Anytime you see a video of a beautiful couple, if you check the comments, I bet that a few of the questions you will see is, where did you guys meet?
I'm going to a new coffee shop to work at because it's a gloomy day and I have about 2.5 weeks of emails that I actually need to answer, and I've been procrastinating. So that's my main goal, other than for a man to walk up to me and say, oh my gosh, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in this place. I want your number, can we hang out? So that's a goal too, but yeah.
See, to me, this is just them living in fantasy land. And I don't mean to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I continue to bring up that graph that shows how people have met in the past and how they're meeting nowadays. And being approached at a coffee shop, being approached at a grocery store, it wasn't even on that graph. It's so minuscule, they don't even include it in the data. So to me, when I hear these women talk about them wanting to go to a coffee shop and be approached, they're not being realistic. And again, they're just being delusional. They've seen too many romantic comedies. This is how they picture it going down in their head. This would make them feel really good and nice and gushy and warm on the inside. Like this woman here just said she wants a guy to come up to her and tell her she's the most beautiful chick he's ever seen, or some shit like that. It's just delusion. This isn't really how people meet. Sorry to break it to you. And I don't know what it is. It must be movies. It has to be television. That's what it has to be. It doesn't make any sense why they all think this is how they're going to meet their husband. It's like it's just another act of not being in reality. So that's why when I want to hear people talk about women specifically wanting to be approached in a coffee shop, wanting to be approached in a grocery store. It's not realistic, and I kind of laugh at them because ask your mother, ask your grandmother. Probably not how they met each other. They probably met in school, honestly. For there not to be some sort of something in between man and woman that is kind of linking them, whether it's a friend, family member, school. Maybe they've ran into each other more than once, but for just stranger to meet, yes, it's possible. And I'm not saying it's never happened. But these modern women want to neglect all of that, and they just want some sort of romantic meet cute that they can brag about to their children, their grandchildren, their friends. But they're ignoring how it actually works. So they're not living in reality, and that's why I point this out a lot. It's just another manifestation of a delusional mindset amongst modern women. It's silly. It really is silly. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. If you want to do that, you certainly can make it happen. Definitely. But for them to overlook everything, but for them to think, I'm not going to try to meet him through my friends. I'm not going to try to meet him through my family. I'm not going to try to meet him through school, work. Even work was one of them. Was one of the ways that people met. I'm not going to meet him through church. Obviously people don't really meet that way that often. We live in a very secular world. But being approached at a coffee shop, no, that's good luck. Again, you're just delusional. You are super delusional. And the man they imagine coming up and approaching them and sweeping off their feet. Oh, you think it's their looks match? You think it's their sexual market value match? No, it's not. The man they imagine approaching them is probably some sort of, I don't know, 6'3", super handsome guy, super fit. He's got a Porsche in the parking lot. Come on, he's gonna offer to buy her groceries. Again, it's delusion. So that's why it's just another manifestation of delusion from these chicks. And that's why every time I hear them talking about, and even some of these channels talking about, approaching and stuff, it is delusional, honestly. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's a very small percentage. But it's a very small percentage, right, in occurrences of how people actually meet. But there's a very large percentage of women hoping and asking for this, hoping for this. And when they don't get approached, they go and complain, I make myself look super good, I got my makeup on, I looked great today, and no man approached me. Well, yeah, because it's very rare that happens. Humans in general aren't really that prone to interacting with complete strangers unless it's a thank you for my coffee when you're ordering it, or thank you for providing the service that you're being paid to do. Appreciate it. But unless you got some person who's really jolly, having a great day, is feeling really extroverted and social that day, unless you come across that type of person who is on cloud 9 and is just feeling like, they woke up out of a 10-year-long coma, unless you come across that type of person, you can pretty much guarantee people are going to keep their heads down. They have a lot going on in their mind, thinking about work. They have errands they're going to do. Unless you come across some master seducer or some person who is prone to doing this. And here's the kicker for these women. The type of guy who will actually approach you, he's probably approached like 30 other women that week, and he's made it, this is his thing. So I actually don't think you would want to be approached by this type of guy, because he's probably doing it to just add a bunch of notches to his body count. The type of guy who will approach you and is actually going to be skilled enough at sweeping you off your feet is going to be a guy who probably isn't going to be loyal to you. He's probably not going to be monogamous to you because you're the 10th chick he's picked up that week. So the guy who will actually approach them, they probably don't want to be with him because he's not going to be loyal. And maybe they'll be with him sexually, but as far as getting his commitment, it's not likely. As far as locking him down, it's just not likely. So the guy who is skilled enough to do this, unless he's decided he's done with sleeping around, and you magically catch this guy at his point in life where he doesn't want to sleep around, and he's actually approaching. He's using his previously sharpened skills of approaching women to now approach a woman to find to be his wife or his long-term girlfriend or whatever. It's just the chances of that are very low, and if that happens, you better count your lucky stars. So these women want these guys to approach them, but the guys who are actually going to be skilled enough to approach are going to have, you're probably going to be like number 15 that week. Because most men aren't that great at just approaching a woman and seducing her and being charming enough to get the number and to close it. That man has to have done that a lot, and he has to have a lot of practice. So again, you're probably not going to really be, you're probably just going to be another notch on his body count. If he's good, that's all he's going to get out of you, right? And this type of guy who approaches women and gets a lot of numbers, these women are going to have a lot of competition, and chances are they're not going to win in that competition. And that's saying if this guy is even looking for a commitment.
Here we go.
Bloggers are fond of something, researching and writing articles on the things that are most searched for, meaning that the question, where can I find good men?
So it says you can meet men in several places: a coffee shop, a grocery store, a hardware store, public parks, on trains, buses, bar, at the gym. So, I mean, they're not wrong in saying this is where men are. They're not wrong in saying that. But just because you're around them doesn't really mean you're going to get swept off your feet by these men. And here's the thing. Maybe one of these guys did wake up that day and he's like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go try to find my wife or my girlfriend in an unorthodox way. I'm going to go up and spark up some sort of conversation. These women probably aren't really going to be that interested in this guy because he didn't do it right, because he's not talented enough at that. So maybe he's going to come off a bit awkward. He's going to come off nervous because he doesn't do this a lot and he's not that good at it. So the chances of them actually being interested in this guy who doesn't do this a lot are low. The only time a woman will actually be interested in this type of guy is if he's really good at it. And if he's really good at it, he's done it a lot. And if he's done it a lot, he's probably just smashing these chicks and going on to the next. Unless he comes across some woman that is just rare, he's not going to commit to you. So this is what's interesting that a lot of these chicks don't think about. Yes, they think they want this romantic meet, cute. They think they want this. But the only man who's going to make it romantic, the only man who's going to make it pleasant, and the only man who's going to woo them and sweep them off their feet is going to be a guy who's done it a lot. And that's a player, ladies. That's a player. And a lot of things come with interacting with a player. You might not be able to get his commitment. Chances are you won't. You're going to have to share him, very likely. And he's not going to put up with your bullshit either, because he's got plenty of options.
It is frequently asked on the internet, and the top of that list is a coffee shop, and then all of the other places listed. You know, I caught wind of a trend among young boys. The young boys ask their friends, who appear to be getting money, "What are you on? How can I start the same business?" This is the same thing women are doing. But for women, the problem is where to find men, not money, because the money will come when they get the men.
Another day of trying to find my husband in a coffee shop. Today we're going to communal.
It's just delusion,
I'm already quite
man.
familiar with communal. I actually go to communal all the time already. But I figured I'd go today and share my experience with you all. See.
Oh, check that out. That reminds me, I added this new thing here in the bottom right. That's my call to action. Need you guys to subscribe to my channel. I never ask. I mean, I do at the end sometimes, but I think it's better to do at the beginning or the middle. For the amount of views I get, I should be getting more subs.
Let's go. I go to communal all the time because I really do enjoy their coffee and their vibe. Like, the coffee shop is really cute. It's in North Park. The coffee shop is like very much hipster, and I don't really think I fit the vibe. I'm a little bit more city girl vibe. So I feel like a lot of the people there are like honestly too cool for me, but they are in. I just left communal and I almost feel like they don't have AC in there because I am so sweaty, but that could be because I just sweat a lot too. Today, it was an interesting crowd. There was definitely people working, but there was a lot of girls in there today. Again, I didn't talk to any of the guys there. Am I just like a wussy? Like, I feel like I do need to like practice, you know, talking to people. I just don't really know what to say. And this series is...
People who don't have practice, people who don't do this a lot, it's not that easy to just spark up a connection out of nothing with a stranger you've never spoken to in your life. It's so uncommon. And they all want it this way. They all want it this way, you guys. And when I say all, I guess women who are looking and aren't feminists. But even the feminists, right? They say they don't want to be approached. But one day they wake up and they're like, ooh, I want male attention. And then another day they wake up and they're like, I hate men. If a man looks at me, I'm going to spit on him. So it's like their feelings, fluctuates. And then again, right, it's the meme. It's like if he's attractive, they want it, but if he's not, right? It's subjective. Harassment is subjective. If he's attractive, oh yeah, I like him. If he's not attractive, go away, creep. If he's seductive and charismatic, ooh, I like this. If he's awkward and nervous, go away. Right?
Having a fail because I'm not actually going and talking to people, but people recommended I go to a co-working space, which might be better because then I actually have something to talk about with people. I guess I do have things to talk about at a coffee shop, but it's just like more awkward to like go up to someone at a table, you know? I think I'm just making excuses. Okay, I promise I'll be better next time.
I have now seen that coffee shops are now using this for advertisement. They say something like, "This is the perfect place to find your man." I think I got an example.
And you know I can't take it now or never. And you insinuating that you think we might be better me and you.
Think about it.
It's hilarious.
We have gotten to this point, where businesses find marketing opportunities in the plight of modern women. A few years ago, groups of insightful men were telling women that you are going to make men walk away and end up lonely if they keep up with this delusion and disrespect. And they all said, "We don't need men in the first place." They said men can go F themselves. The roles have been reversed. Gone are the days when women used to be pursued and impressed. Women have realized that men are walking away, and they need to do something about it before their fertility window finally closes. The moment any woman starts trying to seek men in any way, either through dating apps or going to places, the wall has come. When I see that modern women are excited about knowing where men frequent, I get nauseated. They think they are doing the right thing by visiting where men frequent.
It's just a bunch of desperate leftover chicks coming around trying to get swept off their feet. So it's like you're old, you're delusional, you're left over. No, thank you.
So that they can present themselves like baby Simba in The Lion King. But the only right thing they could have done is just be a good woman. Feminine women never have to seek men before they are seen. Because they stand out among modern women, they heal men's colorblindness. They are very scarce in the modern dating world, as they are quickly wifed up as soon as they get seen.
I didn't put that one.
I can bet that this is what is in the minds of these modern women. These women know they are in trouble, all thanks to feminism, and they have realized it. Initially, women found the idea of living life on their own terms fascinating, a life of no accountabilities, where they don't need to submit or be committed to any man, so they can sleep with anyone they like, go anywhere they want. But in the end, all they wind up with is loneliness, tears, and wasted time. Many modern women who have chosen to live their lives fighting men are gradually realizing that no wonder they are not happy. They have declared war on their pathway to happiness. Yes, men are the pathway to happiness for society, yet they are rarely made happy themselves. So these women see their sisters who preach feminism and being independent of men, claiming to be happy online and going on solo trips, saying you don't need a man to be able to live happily or go on these trips. But these women are quick to realize these independent women are not as happy as they claim. They see so much difference between the beautiful couples videos and the independent women feigning happiness. These women are finally telling themselves, why not? Why can't I be happy and have someone genuinely care about me? These women know that the so-called independent women still get laid, despite claiming they don't need men. Sometimes back, when men were going for women, women were accusing men of being creeps and embarrassing men. But this is the same thing women are doing to men in the gym, in stores, and everywhere. Women are becoming creeps, just because men are not talking about it.
You know what we don't talk about enough? Female creeps. When it comes to being a creep, it's really not a gender thing. It's really not a man thing.
Hey, thanks for the spot.
Yeah, of course. Have a good one.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I don't usually do this, but no one's ever spotted me like that. Do you want to go out sometime?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, you have a girlfriend.
Oh, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm single as hell.
You don't like girls. It's okay.
What? Are you crazy? I love girls.
Oh, you don't like thick girls. You like skinny old girls.
No, I'm actually into all girls. I don't discriminate. Thank you.
Oh, are they too big?
No, they're I'm busty, bro.
Oh, you're one of those guys that's insecure when a girl's stronger than you?
Oh, I'm actually into that. I'm a little submissive.
So what is it then? You love the way I look. I cook. I clean. I'll massage your feet. I'll let you go out with the boys. I'll even let you cheat on me.
You do all that?
Yes, I'll do all that. So do you want to go out?
Nah, I'm so good.
Then what is it?
Because I'm here to work out, and I feel like a piece of meat.
It's a good point, though. We don't really call out women for being creeps, do we? And the thing is, they've become so sexually liberated that I think a lot of them forget there are boundaries. And, you know, things are very femme-centric. So a lot of them don't really think that they can do wrong. There's a clip I was watching the other day, and it was of these these actresses sitting down with an interview. They were doing an interview with a male interviewer, and they started making pretty perverted jokes, telling him to take off his shirt, and if they don't take off his shirt, they're not going to talk and do the interview. And, you know, the guy didn't really seem that offended, probably because, you know, he was like, all right, cool, let's fuck after this, right? But, of course, that wasn't going to happen. But, right, it is inappropriate for sure, and that is a double standard. And that's kind of what I was saying, is how these women have become so sexually liberated. They've been so encouraged to indulge in their own perversions and promiscuity. And really, when it comes to female sexuality, there are no boundaries. There really is. It's nothing short of empowerment in all areas. And they all believe this, and they kind of seem to be forgetting that there are, in fact, boundaries. Things are inappropriate. I mentioned it before, but like all these women going on Twitch and advertising themselves to boys and then funneling that traffic to their OnlyFans. It's weird. It's inappropriate. And then, you know, the interview thing I just mentioned. And then we see all these teachers hooking up with their students who are underage, obviously. And there's some other things I don't really want to get into. But it's safe to say that, yes, this whole concept of there being boundaries on female sexuality is really not spoken about that often. But when it comes to men, it's like, oh, don't you dare step one toe over that line, or you're gonna hear about it, right? But when it comes to like female sexuality, it's just nothing short of empowering in any way, right?
Women are creeping the hell out of men. If you go to the Home Depot, you find women who are looking for men. If you go to the gym, you will find women trying to get men's attention with their gym dresses and stares. Yet they call out the unintended man approaching them. I have heard that women do early morning jogs now to find men. It's crazy, but nobody is talking about it, because it's a fresh thing and simply a result of men going their way and women hitting the wall. I found some hilarious comments on this video. First, they destroyed the gyms, then Home Depot, and now coffee shops. They are single-handedly destroying the world, one business at a time. I thought women don't do coffee dates. I find this comment the funniest.
That is funny.
You all must remember when women listed places they would never go on a date, and a coffee shop was on their list.
That is funny.
Now they can't even get a date, let alone take them to a coffee shop. The best thing they can do for themselves
They're
now
going to coffee shops to try to get a date.
is walk into coffee shops voluntarily. This is the crazy turn of fate. If you are in a coffee shop and you get a surprise attention, you should figure out that someone thinks you are attractive. Therefore, you need to be careful of having caught the attention of probably a leftover woman, so you need not be too excited. If men didn't walk away, it wouldn't happen. They would still be somewhere talking about standards and hoe-flated ideas. That's all for today on Manhood.
Cool. Well, good video for Manhood. And yeah, if you enjoyed that, drop a subscription and a like. I think with this video, I'm not really going to make any cuts. Probably going to leave in some pauses. So let me know. Typically with the videos I've been posting, I have been cutting out any dead air, even from the people I'm reacting to. So it's very fast paced. I'm curious how the algorithm and how you guys will respond to that. But yeah, let me know if you watched all the way through. So, but yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.